right, what's up, everybody? This is Inside the North Side, coming to you from the North Side. I am your host with the most from the Third Coast. I have a very special guest here. I have no words to pretty much sum it up, but I mean, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, what's good? I am Principe Q. My real name is Svani Quintanilla. And yes, it's that Quintanilla, those Quintanillas. Same lineage.
Bro, I'm so happy to have you on the show. Give you some applause.
Nice. It's dope to be here.
That's good. So, how have you been, bro? How's your week been going so far?
It's good. It's been real chill over here.
That's good. So, as you were saying, you are that Quintanilla, a part of that, that famous family we all know.
Yes.
So, to start off, how does it feel being a part of that family? Like to know, like the whole,
It's yeah, I don't know. By now, like I'm kind of just, I don't pay too much attention to it anymore. Like before, I used to like whenever people would ask me questions about it or whatever, I would feel like a type of way, I guess, but like now it's like cool. Like I talk about it so much, it's like nothing to me,
Yeah, I can see that where you're just like, fuck, stop asking me, bro. I know, yeah, I'm a part of that family, but yachting, fuck.
Yeah, before it was like that, but now it's like, man, like I don't realize like to some people like how huge like my family is to their life, and like I never thought about that before, and so now I like second guess everything, like think about it again.
Yeah. I mean, to start off, I mean, your family's been a big part of my family as well. Your tia's music, your dad's music as well. Just my whole life has pretty much been, AB and Selena and just all that. So, it's cool to like have a Quintanilla on my show and to say, I thank you guys so much for your music. I mean, word. It's pretty cool. So, Tell me a little more about you. We know about your famous family, but I want to know more about you.
Yeah, I'm a producer, a studio engineer. I own a studio over here in Corpus Christi called Alebrije. It's a shared co-op with a photographer. His name is Malone, and with an artist. Her name is Katerina. She paints. If you go to my Instagram, you'll find all of them on there. But yeah, that's what's been keeping me busy lately is just the studio. I also DJ. I play parties from time to time. I'm a dad. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Studio, party, dad.
Yeah, so when did you start getting into music? I know, like I said, your family's really musical, but like when did your musical journey start?
My musical journey started when I was in 5th grade, I believe. My dad got me a bass. It was like a little beginner bass. He tried to show me a little bit, and I kind of wasn't interested at the time. Mm-hmm. So fast forward a couple of years to middle school, I got into band. And after middle school, I kind of stopped getting into music again. I got into sports a little bit. And then at the end of high school, and it was like, all right, what's gonna happen now? Like where is your life gonna go? Like you can go a couple different directions, and I chose music after high school. So I've just been doing music since I graduated high school, pretty much.
So what sports did you play in high school? I'm assuming football.
Yeah, I was a football player. I played, left tackle. That was the position I played.
Left tackle. Oh.
Yeah, left tackle.
Nice.
I was a little bit bigger back then, but I mean it was fun. Football's cool. It was dope.
That's cool.
I liked it until it started getting serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they started taking stuff way too serious, I was like, that life isn't for me,
Yeah, I mean, of course at the school I went to, a lot of people take football super serious because in Texas football's a religion, and once you're like in pee-wee, then you get to middle school and then college, high school, and then you're like, well, shit, do I want to go to college and play and be a professional?
Yeah, exactly.
It's super serious here.
it gets real, especially in Texas. You said it, like it gets very, very serious over here.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So you said that your dad bought you a bass and that he pretty much, I guess, wanted to groom you into playing bass. What kind of music did you grow up listening to? Because I know I saw one of the interviews you did, and I was guessing you were not really into the whole cumbia scene and music like that, growing up. But I think that's what it was. I don't remember.
Yeah. I remember just like, because like like my grandparents would pick me up from school, or like my aunts, and like they were older, so they were listening to like Tejano music and cumbia and stuff. And I was just like, I was a little bratty kid, like, like we gotta listen to this, like that type of situation. And then I guess growing up, like growing into an adult, I wanted to figure out more like the roots of our culture, like
Yeah.
not just my family's music, but like just our culture in general. And that's where I started to like grow an appreciation for cumbia music, and like all types of cumbia music from all different countries, because all the countries in South America make their own different type of cumbia, and then Mexico cumbia is different, Texas cumbia is different. Like everybody, it's cumbia, but it's all done in their own different way, and that's really what drew me to it more, like to want to mess with cumbia more, is because like, okay, there's so many different styles that nobody really knows about yet,
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, like you're saying, in Texas, it's Tejano music. Tejano music is our thing. Growing up in the 90s, like you said, you have your tia and your dad, and then, you have Emilio, and then you have, David Lee Garza. My parents grew up around in that era. So, growing up, I heard all the Tejano music. I heard all the cumbia music, especially when you go to the weddings and the parties, and that's all that's playing, and it's like, growing up as a kid, I remember it and I appreciated it. Then I got older and I kind of strayed away, and I'm like learning my own thing and got into like metal and rock and stuff like that. But, kind of like you, now that I'm getting older, I'm learning to appreciate it way more and getting into it more like in my roots and stuff like that. Cause we're Tejanos, and that's where our music comes from, from the Germans that came, and, with the accordions, and that's how they pretty much came up with Tejano music and stuff like that,
Yep. Yeah,
so,
man. Tejano is, we're in a very specific and unique place being in Texas, because Tejano only exists here. It's crazy. Like it only exists here.
It's crazy.
People know about it. They know about it in other places, but like here is like, it's Tejano country. Like everybody knows what Tejano is here.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because like I've talked to people in LA, because I know some people in LA, and I'll talk about Tejano music, and they're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And I'm like, oh, I forgot you guys listen to like oldies and stuff like that. Their music culture is way different than ours. And Texas, like I said, Tejano is pretty much, it's only here. And it's so, Tejano music is so great, dude, because it's so many different things. It can be big band, it could be, soul, folk, it can be so many other things. And it's great because it's like, it's one genre, but it can be spread out to so many other different things. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like growing up, what kind of music did you get into? I mean, I know we were talked about like that, but like, what was the main music that you were drawn into?
I think it was pop music mostly. Like I was listening to like whatever was on the radio pretty much, and I come from the boy band era, like
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and all that.
Yeah, the whole like bubblegum pop like era, like that was my preteen years, so that's like what I was into. But yeah, I used to listen to pop music all the time, and then when I was like around my dad would be listening to like house music and stuff, which is off the wall. Like you wouldn't expect when my dad was like creating the Cumbia Kings to be listening to house music and stuff, but that's what he was listening to. So yeah, it was like pop music, house music. My dad listened to a little bit of hip hop, but it was mostly like Puff Daddy. Like that was his like idol, like this was like Puff Daddy at the time. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a weird little mix of music, which I mean kind of explains how I am, or like why I am now,
Yeah, exactly. So are you team Backstreet Boys or team NSYNC?
Oh, man, I don't know. Cause I mean, so coming from a hit song standpoint, I guess I would be Team Backstreet Boys because they kind of like had more bangers.
Yeah.
But in the era, I was Team NSYNC all day.
Same. I had to I always defend it because they're like, oh, the Backstreet Boys. And I'm like, yo, Backstreet Boys were good. I'm not going to lie. You know, but NSYNC, they got JT. JT's like the whole thing, you know? And I was listening to it earlier today. I was listening to NSYNC and I was like, damn, man, they had some bangers back then, you know? It's crazy.
They did, yeah.
The production was on point back then.
And then I love Justin Timberlake, but after I saw that Britney Spears thing, I was kind of like, oh no, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, the thing that I think is on Netflix, right? It's a documentary or something like that.
Yeah. Was it? It was like CNN or something, like some news channel did it or something. But yeah, it was that Britney Spears whatever about like whatever's going on with her. But then it like shed light on some shit that Justin Timberlake did, and it was like, oh damn. I don't know. Bro. I think he's canceled right now, bro.
I haven't checked it out. I've heard about it, you know, with all that, but I am have to check it out because, you know, there's some questionable stuff JT has done over the years, but if you're saying that, I got to check that out and see what's going on.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. It's really good. Very informative.
So what got you into, I guess, music making? Was it like during high school? Was it after high school, or, you know?
It was like I think my senior year. I started to learn how to make beats and stuff. I was working with. You heard of El Dusty?
Yes, I've heard of El Dusty. Yeah.
Yeah. So he used to have his studio set up at my mom's house for a little bit, and I would just go in there and learn from him, and he was showing me how to make hip hop beats, and he would have like people that need to get recorded like in the studio, and he would be like, hey, my homie's gonna record you, because he would have other stuff to do or whatever. So that's just how I picked it up, how I learned, just being around Dusty and like in his studio. But I was only making hip hop beats at the time, and I was like chopping up samples, and because at that time it was Kanye was starting to hop on the scene, so it was like, oh shit, I gotta start messing with records and like samples. Because then, like, from hearing Kanye, I started to hear, like, who Jay Dilla is, or, like, who, like, MF Doom, or, like, you know, like, all the, like, hip-hop, like, sample, hip boom bap, like, type stuff. So, but, yeah, that was me, like, out of high school, or, like, senior year, graduating, like, first year out of high school, like, type era.
That's cool. I mean, and of course, it's, like, it's in your blood, too, you know, the whole just music thing. And you would assume, like, it would just, like, draw to you and be like, okay, it's your time now. It's time to take you into the music world.
Yeah, it kind of like came kind of full circle, because I was really into sports, and I was ready to like go all in with sports, and then it got a little too heavy for me. So I was like, man, what else am I gonna do? You know, like, let's see what happens if I do start messing with music. And then boom, I loved it. So now I'm here. I'm still doing it.
Were you getting like people like recruiting you and coming to your house and be like, hey bro, you know, you can go here if you sign with us and stuff like that? Was it like that serious? Yeah, for football. Was it like that serious?
No. It wasn't that serious. It was just like I went to like a football high school, you know. Like
okay.
Literally all the funds from that high school go. I don't want to throw their shit out there, but like every single penny and dollar that the government gives the school, they pour it into their football program. And like, I just wasn't ready for that type of coaching, like people yelling in my face and shit. And like,
yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I wanted to have fun, and they didn't look like they were having fun. They were just,
it's a serious,
you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't about that, you know? And then, I was pretty much on the practice squad. So like, I was just getting my ass kicked every day by the bigger dudes and shit. So like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out of here. Got my breath knocked out a couple too many times.
Like in those videos where like they're pregnant, boom, ooh, I couldn't do that, dude. Mm-hmm. I tried joining football one time when I was in high school, and they're like, you're joking. And I'm like, no, yeah, let me play football. You know, I tried out for baseball, that didn't work out. I tried out for basketball, that didn't work out. I tried out for football. Well, of course, they didn't even let me on the field. And then I was I was like, man, whatever, you know. And music has been a part of my life as well, but I started playing guitar when I was like around 10. I didn't really get too serious until I got into high school. And the funny story is, so there was this guy, I forgot his name, but he had brought like this little cheap guitar you can buy like at Fiesta or whatever when they used to sell them. And he would bring it around, and he brought it to lunch one time, and he couldn't play worth the shit. And so he was like, who plays? And I was like, I do. So I got it. I tuned it up and I played, and like it looked like I blew everyone's mind. Like, oh my God, this guy knows how to play guitar. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Who doesn't know how to play guitar? So for like the whole like lunch, people were like, play this, play that, play. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh damn!
It took the whole thing by storm, bro. Yeah, and you know, girls were like, oh, can you play me this song? And I'm like, okay, yeah, but can I use your guitar real quick? So I but I don't want to sound too big headed, but I like kind of started the culture over there. I'm just gonna say that, you know. But
damn.
I used to just take my guitar and just chill and play whatnot, and then other people started bringing their instruments, you know, and then we started hanging out in one classroom because this one teacher was pretty cool, and he was like, hey, yeah, I can play in here and chill, you know. So I was like, okay, cool, you know. And after that, people started bringing like basses and like stuff like that, and I was like, okay. And then when I graduated, like kept going, and I was like, they started their own club and everything, and I was like, that's pretty cool, you know. But yeah, I kind of started the whole wave. But yeah, there was a lot of people, they wanted me to be like in bands. Hey man, I want you to be in my band. And I'm like, I don't have no transportation, bro. I don't got no car. Oh, okay, well that's fine then. And I'm like, you know, whatever.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't going to be sports, because when I was younger, I wanted to be a baseball player, and I was like, yeah, that's my dream, that's my goal, that's who I'm going to be. And then music kind of crept around, and was like, nah, this is what you going to be.
Yeah.
You know it. But like I said, music is part of my DNA as well. Both sides of my family play music. Very musical, the guitar, drums, bass, you know, whatnot. We sing and stuff like that. I have the privilege, like I said, to have that genes, you know, come down to me. I play guitar, I play bass, I sing. I do my own beats. Sometimes, you know, the music that you listen to in the intro, that was all me. So, you know,
dope.
Yeah, you know, because when I first started the podcast, I was using samples from other stuff from YouTube. Free stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I had this song in the back burner. And I was like, let me just use it. And then people were like, oh, that sounds really good. So I was like, I kept it. And I was like, well, okay, this is my theme song. Whatever. Cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Theme song.
So you were talking about like Kanye and samples and stuff like that. What's your favorite Kanye song?
Ooh.
Or your favorite Kanye album?
That's like, to a Kanye fan, that's like the most intense question ever. The song, man, I don't have a favorite song. It really just depends on my mood. Because to me, there's a Kanye song for every mood that I'm in. Like for any feeling I feel, I could put on a Kanye song and that's it. So I can't really put my finger on the song. The album, I think, what is it called? The one that says I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. Oh,
the one that came out like a couple years ago, the little like EP.
Yeah, I think it's called Yay or something like that. I think it's either Yay or Saint Pablo. They're both really good.
Saint Pablo is pretty good. I have the regular album, and then I have like the deluxe where it came with like reimagined and remixes and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, Yay, you going that hard on this shit?
Yeah, I think those two are my tops. And then 808s and Heartbreaks too. So those like my top three. Right
That's a very good album, dude. I remember it came out. Was it when I was in high school? I might have been like a freshman or a sophomore, and I listened to the ones that are played on the radio. But recently, I listened to the whole album, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how the fuck have I been missing on this shit, dude? It's crazy.
And it's crazy that you listen to it now, and the sound is still like relevant, kind of, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it still fits into today's music. It's weird. He was like way ahead of his time.
Exactly, dude. Ye's a genius. I mean, he said it himself, you know. So, El Dusty, when did you start working with him? Because I know he has like the music scene over there in Corpus and stuff like that. Like, you know, when did you start like working with him and all that?
I've actually known Dusty since I was like 7 or 8, probably something like that.
Yeah.
And because he's always been friends with my family and stuff like that. And I started working with him when I was probably like 18,
Mm-hmm.
17 or 18. And then he opened his studio, and I would go over there to work in the studio. Actually, it's crazy. You know who Kevin Abstract is?
Yeah, I know who Kevin F.
So I used to record him at Dusty's studio,
Really?
like way back in the day. Kevin Abstract, he was like 12 years old, and I was like 19 or 20, something like that. And Dusty had him on his label, and he would have me record all his sessions. Like whenever he had a session, I would be there recording the session.
Really? That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy how that like started here, and now he's like huge. He's one of the biggest right now.
Yeah. And for our listeners who don't know who Kevin Abstract is, which I'm pretty sure you guys know, he is one of the main founders of Brockhampton, who started in San Marcos, actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he lived here in Houston for a while. I think he went to like high school in the Woodlands and stuff like that. That's where he met some of the other guys like Joba, and I think there was somebody else too. And yeah, and then they went to San Marcos, and then it's history, you know.
Blew up, yeah. So after working with me here in Corpus is when he moved to Houston, and that's kind of like when I lost contact with him, because he like his phone number changed, and like we kind of like lost contact. And then he put out the first Brockhampton project, and I remixed one of the songs, just like I put it on my SoundCloud. But
yeah,
that was the last time I like talked to him, and I don't know. I wish I would have like
kept in contact.
Stayed in contact with it. Yeah, because you know, like it was kind of weird. Like you never expect, like you never know like what's gonna happen with someone's music career, you know. Like, and I kind of just like I don't know. I didn't really take it as serious as I should have. I guess, you know. Kind of regret that, but
yeah, like you said, you never know.
I don't know. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still dope. A dope story to say. Like, yo, like I used to fuck with him.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's some legit shit right there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if I'm ever in the same place as him, I'm like, yo, what's good? He'll like remember me. So.
Yeah. You know, so hopefully he does. And, you know, hopefully the whole Hollywood scene didn't blow up with his head and be like, who the fuck are you? Like, motherfucker, I put you on this shit.
Yeah.
So, I know you work with Gio Chamba here in Houston. How did that start?
So it was, what year was it? I don't remember the exact year, but I was inducted into Bonbon. You know Bonbon?
Yeah.
There in Houston. So I used to be in Bonbon, and the year that I started to play over there at Bonbon, Gio and Coffee, which is his conga player,
yeah,
they had started playing shows together. So they would just pull up to the party together, and I would just start to see them every month at the party, because I didn't live in Houston. I lived here in Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
So every month I would see them. They would be there, and they'd be like, yo, what's up? Like they were always so like super cool to me, and like I really like enjoyed their energy whenever I met them, and like was always around them and stuff. So naturally that progressed into me finding out that they were performers too, and I was like, yo, I need to see these guys perform. So it's just like there was one time I had an extra day in Houston and they were playing, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna go. So I went, pulled up, saw them perform, and I don't even think it was like into the first song all the way, and I was like, I immediately knew, I was like, yo, I need to work with these guys. Like whatever music they have coming out next, I want to be a part of it, just because I could feel like their energy and the performance, and like as humans, like off the stage and stuff too. So like it just happened naturally, you know. And I moved to Houston. I think I was in Bonbon for like a year, and then I moved to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved there, it was like every day I was with Gio and Coffee. We were writing music. A lot of the music that we put out last year was actually written in that time, which was like maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5
wow.
years ago. Yeah. So we've been working on that music for a long time, like just trying to get it better and get it better and get it better. And finally, we got all the songs to a point where it was like, all right, let's just put them out. So last year, it was like every other month or every month we were putting out a song. And those songs are from that era of me being in Houston with Gio and Coffee.
How long did you live here in Houston for?
It was like 3 years, like on and off. I think I lived there like a year, and then I moved back for a couple of months, and then I lived there like 2 years, and then I came back. My girlfriend got pregnant, so I moved back over here.
Okay, okay. How do you like Houston? I mean, I know you come here more often, but how do you feel? How do you like the vibe here?
I love Houston. Houston is really my favorite place in Texas, I think. Houston and the Frio River. You've been out there, like Concan, Texas?
No, dude, I haven't, but my girlfriend has, and they preach the truth on the Frio River, bro.
Yo, it's like paradise in Texas. Because one, as soon as you get past a certain point, your phone just doesn't work. So boom, cut off from everything. That's the best. And then you're in nature, and it's beautiful out there. Like, you never expect Texas to look like that, and it's really dope out there. So I like Concan, Texas, and Houston, Texas, the best. Like in all of Texas. Yeah, Houston's a vibe for sure.
Yeah, bro. I love it here, man. You know, born and raised here. Whenever I have my family come over, I'm like, yo, y'all got to come to Houston, and they're like, what's there to do in Houston? There's nothing. Y'all's boring. And I'm like, bro, y'all don't know what we got going on here, bro. Crazy. People just think it's like they don't got nothing. And I'm like, we're the fourth largest city in the country, bro. We got something going on every day.
Yep. There's all types of stuff to do over there.
The food, the music, the party life. You got sports and stuff like that.
Museums.
The museums as well, you know.
All the museums are awesome over there. It's tight. Yeah, Houston's dope. I was just there like last week or something like that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I just popped in. The place I'm at right now, actually, where I'm recording this. It's my homie's little like restaurant like type situation, and they sell snacks here, like exotic snacks.
Oh.
And we go up to Houston. We get all the Asian chips from like I think it's called Hong Kong Market over there in Bel Air.
Yeah.
So we just go ransack all the crazy flavors and bring them over here. Because get them anywhere in Corpus, so we bring them over here.
Yeah, dude. There's a big Asian market over here, in Bel Air, and then certain places. The Hong Kong markets. I've gone to the Hong Kong markets. Dude, it's like entering another world. You're like, what the fuck? There's all this shit here. But then they got the good ass snacks, bro.
Yeah, it's dope.
Especially when you're like faded a little bit and you're like, bro, this shit hit.
Yeah. All the crazy flavors.
Yeah, dude. It's so crazy. They got like, what the fuck? Crazy. So let's go back into sports a little bit. So I'm assuming you're a Cowboys fan with the hat that you got on.
Oh no, this is just for fashion. This is not anything.
I'm just
and I wear caps like random old caps. I go thrift shopping a lot, and my first stop is always the cap bin because usually there's fire hats that nobody buys. I don't know why nobody buys caps.
I think it's because like they feel like they might get a ringworm or whatever, stuff
yeah,
like
but
that.
You just take it home and you scrub it with some detergent and you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
And get out to dry. Yeah.
Anyways,
back to this is just for fashion. I don't like the Cowboys.
Really?
I don't like the Cowboys. I used to go for the Texans also, but then I don't know. They started doing some questionable shit with the.
Yeah, no.
What's his name? Hopkins? Is that who everything was going on?
Oh,
with?
the Deshaun Watson? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson. Yeah. When that shit started happening, I was like, oh, come on. And then J.J. Watt is gone too, right? He bounced.
Yeah, he bounced too.
Yeah,
he was like, yo, just cut me.
Yeah, I can't fuck with the Texans anymore either because of that. J.J. Watt was the Texans. I'll say it.
Yeah, he was. I totally agree with you. I used to be a Texans fan too, bro. And, I would be like, yeah, hell yeah, the Texans watch them Sunday, get the shirts, get the jersey, support the team. But as soon as everything started going south, with them losing and people getting hurt and then them trading, DeAndre Hopkins and then JJ getting hurt and Deshaun getting hurt and the Texans lose, I was like, man, I can't do this no more. And I know that sounds bad to a lot of people because they're like, oh, you're hopping off, you gonna jump on someone else. And it's like, yo, bro, I've been with the team, I'm Texan and this and that, but it's like sometimes you just gotta dip when, and I know it sounds bad, but I end up becoming an Eagles fan. The Eagles are my number 2 team anyways, but
nice.
yeah, so it was ultimately just, a transfer. And then I started noticing all the stuff with like Watson and all that, and I was like, yeah, wait. I mean, all that. I don't know how true all that stuff is, because it's a really crazy story, and I've kept up with it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, you risked it all for a booty hole massage, bro. I mean, come on, bro. And your girl could do that for you. I mean, she's not my into it, but I mean, it's like, come on, just help me out a little bit,
Yeah, man.
But it's crazy, bro. When you are like up here, and then people find out what you do, behind closed doors, and then they expose it. It makes you question, makes you question them. Like, dang, bro, you roll like that.
Yeah, man. It makes you think, like, what else are these people doing that are like higher up or whatever? Like,
it's a crazy world, bro. Being a celebrity like that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can imagine like the crazy stuff your dad and your tia have gone through and seen, just like with crazy fans and just like, it's a crazy world, So what is your favorite team? We never discussed that football wise.
So what?
Football, your favorite
team football? I don't know. I've been liking the Chiefs, what they've been doing the past couple of years,
Yeah.
It's Patrick Mahomes' story is like wild. Like, what was it? His rookie year, he won the Super Bowl, right? Or
yeah, something like that. His first or second year.
Yeah, and it's like to be able to do that, and this the same team that he's been with since then. Like that's pretty dope. But yeah, I don't really watch football too much, but I do see like the teams that are doing good. I mean, obviously the Chiefs. But yeah, I think probably the Chiefs. Used to be the Texans, but nah.
Yeah, you switch over. Do you like baseball or basketball or anything like that too?
I don't. I'm not really a sports person, but I'll watch them. Like I don't really follow with anything. Basketball is probably my least favorite. Basketball is the one I'll only watch the playoffs, because the playoffs is really when it's like,
yeah, that's when it really gets lit.
Yeah, the games are good as fuck. Like, cause they're playing to survive. Like make it to the end.
Exactly.
But I feel like regular season they're just playing a game. Like
yeah.
Basketball. Baseball, I like baseball, but I gotta be watching it like in person, because I can't watch it on TV. Like,
yeah.
If I put it on, I'll fall asleep. It's just like golf. Like watching golf, I'll fall asleep watching that too. But I do like baseball, but I like being at the game. I like to yell at the players and like the umpire and shit like that. Drink beers.
Yeah,
for nachos, the whole vibe,
the whole nine and everything. Yeah, it's like that. Like, I'll watch the games here at home and like I'm into it, but I have to go, because it's like you said, it's a whole different vibe when you walk into the stadium. You get your beer, you get your hot dog, you get your nachos, you sit in your seat, and you just feel that like that vibe of like it's baseball, and you get to associate with other people and talk and scream and cheer and do all that other stuff and like that. It's a whole vibe, bro. People don't understand it.
For sure.
So, you said you're also a DJ. When did you start DJing?
I started DJing when I was in 6th grade, actually.
Really? 6th grade?
Yeah, in 6th grade, I got a set of Pioneer CDJs, and they were just coming out at the time. And my dumbass learned how to use them for like 2 years, and then I sold them to my cousin. And that was like the biggest mistake, because those were like original Pioneer, like first ones ever made. Like if I had them now, like that would be fire.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what happened to them. Like he probably ended up selling them or something too. But anyway, that was an off topic. Yeah, 6th grade, I learned how to DJ. I used to play in my room. I would have friends over where I would play for them and stuff. And then I started getting into different instruments. So I stepped away from DJing. And then I got back into it again when Dusty opened his studio. There was a controller. That's when the turntables started becoming controllers and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was one called the NS7. And when that one first came out, Dusty got it. And he learned how to use it. And he's like, oh, bro, look, check it out. He showed me how to use it. So I was like, shit, okay, bet. Like, I can do this. I remembered how, like everything that I learned when I was in sixth grade, and I was like, all right, bet, like this is way easier than that, so like I can do it. Like let's do it. And I just started playing. I would play like local shows here in Corpus. Our homies owned a restaurant. I worked in the restaurant, and then I would DJ sets after my shift. I would just like go freshen up in the restroom, splash some water on my face, and then boom, go straight to the DJ booth. But that's really how I started to like get into it and like learn how to play in a club, you know, like play in a party, like type situation, how to stretch all your music for 4 hours, like having to play for 4 hours and stuff like that. I learned the ropes here in Corpus pretty much. I mean, which is not really learning the ropes because it's just Corpus, because I feel like there's not really a scene for that here. But it helped me build confidence to be able to be like, yo, I'm going to go play in Austin, or yo, I'm going to go play in Houston, or fly me out to New York, I'm going to play over there. And like, now that's what I do, you know, like I don't really play here in Corpus anymore. It's just like when I get booked out of town, I'll go play. So if anybody listening to this is from Corpus and you see me about to DJ somewhere, know that that's very rare. So pull up.
So how do you feel when people say DJs are not really musicians, bro? How do you feel about when they say shit like that?
I can agree and disagree with it, because there are a lot of DJs that are not musicians because they're just playing music. They're human jukebox, pretty much. They're only playing what people want to hear, you know? And then you have DJs who are musicians, who are in the studio making all the music that they play on their set, you know? Like, that's a musician. Like, yes, they're just playing through music, but they made all that music, you know? Like, it's a whole hour of music. You can't say that that's not a musician. Like, they're making music, you know? So what if it's digital, or like if they can't like play a guitar, like sit at a drum set or whatever, like they're still creating music. They're still the musician. They're still making sounds, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like 50-50, you know? Like there are DJs who aren't musicians, but there are DJs who are musicians. And then you don't even get me started on turntablism, because that's a whole instrument on its own right there, you know? Like I can't scratch, but there's dudes who can scratch a whole medley with just like a sound loop, you know?
I've seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely a musician right there, you know? Like to be able to, you're bending sound. That's the same as like playing guitar or playing the trumpet or something. Like you're just bending sound. So that's a whole like thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be a DJ when I was younger, and I never could afford a turntable until last year. And I bought me one. I bought me a Pioneer, and I started fucking around with it during the pandemic because, you know, I had extra time and stuff like that. And I got pretty good, but then like my podcast kind of took over a little bit more, and then, you know, spending time with my girl a little bit more, and just, you know, I got so busy doing other stuff. I never really got to practice more on my turntables, but I can agree, bro. It's a learning experience, and you're like I said, I'm a musician, and with me, how my mind works, it's like, okay, I listen to a song, and I'm like, okay, I compare this song with this song, and then intro into this part, and do with this beat, and this stuff like that. So when I'm practicing, my mind is continuously going like, okay, what song goes with this? What song goes with that? Can I slow this down to fit with this tempo? Can it, you know, like it's a whole nother thing, because you're thinking while you're doing it too, and you're like, okay, I gotta play. It's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm like, I love it, but it's like it's I have to like dedicate time to do all that, because like I want to do parties and stuff like that. Not major parties, but small stuff. You know, get-togethers with families and stuff like that. You know, but that's always been my passion, wanting to DJ, because like I'm constantly listening to music. Everything's going through my brain, music wise and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just, you know, I'm always downloading stuff. I'm always just finding new music and stuff like that. So
for sure, that you got a rare type of brain to be able to, like, we have rare brains to be able to hear music and be like, oh, that would sound cool, like with this song, or like if you like you said, if you slow it down, like it'll fit with this song or whatever. Like that's another level of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I'm like, I can't think like normally, but when I'm thinking music wise, I'm like, fuck it, I could. That's, you know, it's simple.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about the sound that you have. You call it scrumbia. Was it scrumbia, right? Is that what it's called, or
Cumbia.
scrumbia? So
Yeah,
how did you come up with that, and how did that start?
that became from Dusty, from being around old Dusty again. So he put a song out called "Que Le Pasa." That was his first like song as a solo artist and stuff. And he put it out and put a music video out, and I was like, "Yo, I want to remix this song." So at the time, there was a DJ duo called Flashadamus. Have you heard of them?
Yes, I have.
Flashadamus. They did an original Dawn, Major Lazer original Dawn trap remix,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like the first time. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was the first time, but it was like the first time I heard like EDM trap.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole like EDM trap wave started going. And so I was like, yo, like trap beats are going to be DJ sets now. Like people are going to start playing trap music. So I was like, hey, that's what I want to do. So I want to play trap music. So I started to make trap remixes, and Que Le Pasa was one of them. And so before that, I hadn't done a trap remix of a cumbia song yet. I was only doing like pop songs or like slow songs or whatever, like kind of beefing them up. And then I did Que Le Pasa, which is a cumbia song, and I was like, whoa, like this is a whole new thing, like cumbia sample with like trap drums on it. Like, damn, like I hadn't heard that before. So I was like, yo, maybe this is what I need to do. So I started to do it more. Like I'll find cumbia songs and just make trap beats with cumbia songs. And that's how Scrumbia happened. I just kept doing it, kept making edits, kept sending them to homies. They were playing them. And then it turned into me not wanting to use samples anymore. And I would just start making like original Scrumbia songs. So that's where I'm at now with Scrumbia. It's like I want it to be a thing, but I don't want it to be like just samples anymore. Because all I was doing was just taking cumbia samples and making trap beats with them.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to make like everything that I do with Geo, like it's all original, like, and that's how I want Scrumbia to be now. I want more people to like mess with Scrumbia with that vibe and that energy, but like with original music, like I want, that's where I want to push Scrumbia to. That's the direction I'm going,
Yeah, I'm listening to some of your stuff, dude, and I'm like, what? This shit is fire, bro. It's fire. It's like, let me play this for somebody and like see who would react to it, because it's like, it's Houston, and it's also Texas, cumbia, and then it's like, it's crazy, bro. That's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's a very unique sound. I feel like only Texas you can kind of understand it, like I don't know if I don't think I've played it in like another state and it went well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, like they don't understand chopped and screwed here. I mean, people know about it, but it's like it's a whole vibe here in Houston. That's the national music for us here.
Yeah, if I played it, like I played Wepa like before the pandemic, like 2 years ago or whatever, and I played a whole Scrumbia set. Like everything was Scrumbia, and there was people dancing the whole time, and like they got it. They understand it. So I mean, it's a really small genre right now, but I'm hoping to catch more ears, and then maybe in a couple of years, more kids will want to be doing Scrumbia and shit.
Yeah. So are you is there somebody else that's also doing Scrumbia, or is it just you right now?
I'm the only one calling it Scrumbia. There's other people doing it, and like, I mean, it's good, but I mean, I don't know. It can't. You won't sound like me. Like I have a specific sound.
A unique sound.
Like, yeah, and I don't know. It's cool though. Like I want more people to do it, but I technically, I mean, not technically. I don't really want Scrumbia to be called Scrumbia. Like I do, but at the same time, I would really love it if people just called it cumbia. Just like accept it as cumbia.
Just another branch in the cumbia tree.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, hopefully it gets to that level to where it's like, oh, that's just rebajada, or like, oh, that is cumbia, you know, like I don't know. But right now it's cumbia. That's what I'm calling it, cumbia.
Have you ever like chopped and screwed one of your dad's stuff just for like fun?
Um, did I? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. I have like recreated one of his songs into like a different style,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't cumbia, and I never put it out. I just kind of like did it just to see if I could do it, and it worked, but I won't put it out.
It's kind of like in your little vault, just like, hey,
Yeah,
whenever.
it was kind of like one of those times where I was like, I wonder what would happen if I did this, and I just did it just to see, but just for me, just for my own brain to like, I don't know, just so I stopped thinking about it, I guess.
It's just like, finally I did it. Let me just, yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it just to get it out of my head.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I'd love to hear that, like myself, being like, how does that sound, chopped and screwed? I mean, I can kind of picture it, but I'm like, that would be pretty cool to hear like that, you know.
Maybe one day I'll do something.
Yeah. So I saw that you put on Instagram that you're finally coming out with your own little 7-inch vinyl. How's that feel?
Yes, it's crazy. Like when I got the test print, I was tripping. I was like, I felt like a little kid again, because it's like, yo, like that's a dream, you know, to like be able to say this is my music and have it on like a vinyl record, and like have homies like actually buying the record and shit. But yeah, I felt like a little kid again whenever I found out it was gonna happen, and like, when I found out it was gonna happen, I was like, okay, dope, like let's do it, like we'll see. And then the process kept going and going, and then I haven't really told anybody yet, but the vinyl is actually gonna be green. It's gonna be a green record.
Nice.
Yeah, so because the EP is called Flores Verdes.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got to that step where they were like, here are all your green options, like which one do you want? I was like, damn, bro, like it's really happening. Like I'm really about to have a record. And then fast forward like a month, I get the test print, and when I open the box, it just said Principe Q, like Flores Verdes, test, like whatever. And it's like, damn, like this is like, it was, I don't know, I just felt like a kid, like it's a real moment. And I don't know, it's tight, it's cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's really awesome, bro. Like to reach like a goal like that, to have, you know, what'd your dad think? Like you were like, you know, hey, check this out, you know?
I don't even know if I told him that I was, or maybe I did, but like, I don't know. Every time I tell him, he's real supportive, and he lets me know that he's proud of me and that like he loves me and stuff, you know. And I really appreciate that from him, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Because yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody wants to hear that from their dad, you know. Because
Yeah.
that's like a Mexican man thing, you know. Like your dads don't tell you shit like that, you know. So it's cool for him to like kind of break that stigma, you know, and it's nice.
Yeah, especially like I said, your dad, you know, just to tell you, it's kind of like, my dad told me.
Yeah. I feel it. I was like, yeah, bro, like hell yeah, I need to hear that, you know, like just so I know, like keep going, like.
Yeah, know? Exactly. So I'm going to purchase, you know, your 7-inch. Hopefully, I can get that soon. I just been kind of busy and stuff like that, but I do collect vinyl as well, and you know, and stuff like that, and you know, I bought the Selena, you know, ones that at my local record store and stuff like that. It's great and stuff like that. So I want to kind of like tell you this. I don't know if you talk to your grandpa and stuff like that about, you know, music wise, and I don't know if you're like into the conversations with them, but for real, bro, I think they should really get into releasing some of your Selena stuff like on vinyl, like this, like the per albums, like, you know, solo stuff, because I think like the vinyl scene right now is getting really big, and you know, everyone, I've looked on like Discogs and stuff like that, and like to find like original ones, and I'm like $300, $400, $500, $600, and I'm like, yeah, bro, chill. Yeah. But like,
because they're rare, they're super rare.
They're super rare, dude. And I'm like, that's a big market. And I was like, that would be really cool, you know, like splatter editions and, you know, the live and some of the stuff with Leo, you know, Selena y Los Dinos and stuff like that. It'd be really cool if like, you know, packages. And so I don't know if you will spread the word, but that's just a thought,
yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna go tell him. Yo, but the live album from Corpus, that would be fire on vinyl. I'm gonna tell them just so I could have it on vinyl though. I'm gonna tell them, yo, y'all should put it out, but really it's like just
it's for me.
I want a copy of it. Yeah. I'll get like 10 and I'll send you one and I'll send other homies some.
Nice. So how is the music scene in Corpus? I don't know. Like, I've been to Corpus a couple times. I have some family that live in Robstown, but like, what kind of vibe is the music scene in Corpus? You know,
man, it's real 2003. You know, like it's kind of
really
hard to. Yeah, a majority of the scene here is like they're stuck in like trap boy era music. You know, it hasn't really progressed too much. But I mean, also there is like a couple of cool artists like sprinkled in here, you know, like that. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some real talent here in Corpus. Just the other day here in the same spot where I'm at, there was an album release party. My homie, Fat Boy Sean, he's a rapper, and it was really dope to be on the outside of that event. Not like I was here, but like just to see it from that outside perspective, because they're all younger than me. So like it was nice to see that there is like fresh young talent here, and that maybe in a couple of years the music scene will be better, you know, because like right now it's kind of whack.
It's kind of whack.
I think it's just the city. Like Corpus is it's in the transitional phase. Like I don't know. I feel like in the next 5-6 years it could be like better, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, you know when I went to Corpus, I was like, where is everybody? It felt kind of dead to me a little bit, and I was like, this is not what I'm used to. I'm used to like people walking and stuff like that. Like I said, you know, I went to go visit family and we did stuff. You know, we went to the battleship, and you know, we walked on the beach and stuff like that. You know, but that was like maybe like 10 years ago, maybe something like that. But yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed. I was like, Corpus is pretty dead. Where is everybody? Where's like, you know, the scene and the dances? But is it usually like that, or is it just like on some days?
Nah, I guess it just depends. Like around the holidays, it's real popping over here.
Really,
like, nightlife, tourists, like everything, like any type of holiday, which is weird. Like I don't know. But I mean, it's a tourist town, you know, people come for the beach and stuff like that. But the holidays always popping over here. There is a couple of festivals that go on over here, they're really good. Like the other West Coast Festival is super dope every year. They always get Dusty to do the music lineup, so it's always like A1 the whole lineup. But yeah, it's got its days like where it is dead, like dead. But then it does have days where it's like, oh shit, like that's what's up, Corpus. Like y'all are really out here today, you know. Like so it just depends.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful city. It's right next to the water. I would think that would be like popping, but I guess like you said, it just depends on, you know, holidays and stuff like that as well, you know. So like, what are your thoughts? Like, I know like the whole Selena festival happened a couple years ago. How was that for you? Like, you know, to experience something like that for your tia, and you know, to see all these people come out and support like her own festival. You know, how was that for you? You know,
man, it was the first year. It was beautiful. Like when I saw the line of people, I tripped out. And also, what was tight is do you know what Remezcla is? The website?
I think so. Yeah.
They're like a lifestyle like website pretty much. They do like music, fashion, like all that stuff. They sent me and my homie King Louie to walk through the crowd. They sent us with a camera and a microphone, and we went and we interviewed people. We started talking to these people. We got to talk to them, like did the whole, like asked them like 5-6 questions. And then like towards the end, Louis would be like, so, hey, what would you say if you were talking to a Quintanilla right now? And they would like respond or they would be like, what do you mean? And he would be like, well, he's related to them. Like this is AB's son or whatever. And it was like, oh my God, like everybody freaked out or whatever. But that was tight. Cause like I got to talk to these fans, and they didn't know who I was at all. So I got like very authentic answers and like real conversation. And then like, cause everything changes as soon as they know you're related, you know, like, but it was really cool. It was a cool experience the first year to be able to do that. And then, I think I got to go on stage with my dad too the first year. Like I sat in on drums with him. I feel like.
Really?
I think it was the first year. Then the second year, I think I lived in Houston when. Oh no, I was in New York. Okay, so yeah, it happens the same weekend every year, and it's for the anniversary of her passing, I think. And that year was my first year getting booked in New York for that. So I was in New York that year. I only went the first year. Now that I think about it, I only went the first year because I was booked every year after that to travel. But yeah, the first year was dope. I really, it made me sad that they never really like progressed, you know, like it kind of just, they did the bare minimum kind of.
Yeah, my parents went to the first one when it started. You know, my parents went to the other festival year. I mean, I'm sorry, they went to the other, you know, following years and stuff like that. They got me a shirt. You know, like I said, my parents love Selena, the music and stuff like that. So you know, they would go and support, and they would check out all the bands. You know, like you know, David Lee Garza. You know, your uncle Chris Perez, you know, and stuff like that, and you know, they love that music, and you know, my parents enjoyed going. And then when they said that, I think, was it going to move to like San Antonio and be something different? I think that's what they said.
Yeah, they were gonna move it to. Well, I think it was gonna be Fiesta La Flor still, but it was gonna be Fiesta de la Flor still, but they were just moving it to San Antonio. But then COVID happened, so I don't know. Like, who knows what's gonna happen with it now? You know?
Yeah, because I saw that they were gonna get like Pitbull and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, y'all gonna get some big.
Oh, yeah. that was for the anniversary. It was like the 50th anniversary or 25th. Yeah, she was gonna be 50 years old, but it was the 25th anniversary of her passing. So that's what it was. It was gonna be like a big celebration for the.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was gonna be like Pitbull and my dad and what else was it? There was like another band. Oh, I forgot who it was. But yeah, it was gonna be like a whole thing. I was actually excited because I hadn't seen my dad play in like years. I haven't seen him play in years, and I was finally gonna go like to the concert. I was gonna take my daughter and my girl with me and everything.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and it's like, damn, bro. Like,
yeah, dude.
I don't know. I don't know when it'll happen again. So we'll see.
How did COVID affect you? Because I know, like you said, you're getting booked, you're doing shows and stuff like that. How did it affect you?
It threw a wrench in my whole year last year, because I was already getting into the groove of like, it was like, okay, so from September to December, I'm gonna chill, like holiday season. It started with like my daughter's birthday's in September, then my birthday's in November, and then Christmas time. So I was like, I told myself, all right, so September, December, don't book any shows, don't do anything, like do everything the beginning of the year. So I was like, all right, bet. So I had already wrapped up my like touring season, I guess you could say. And I was already planning to get, well, after the holidays, during the holidays is when like COVID started to happen. And so after the holidays is usually when I go full mode into like, all right, I need a gig every weekend. I need to hit these people up. All right, I'm gonna go to LA this week, like whatever. So after the holidays, I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, you know. I was like, damn, like what do I do? Like, I mean, it was cool being at home more and like cooking a lot and like, you know, drinking, just your average pandemic stuff, you know. But yeah, it threw a wrench in my whole year last year, because I just sat and did nothing. I was like, yo, what's next for me, you know? Like, so I didn't get to do any shows, but I found a studio space. So that was kind of like a blessing that happened. Like, I wasn't even like really looking for a space, but one day me and a friend, my homie Malone, I mentioned him earlier, we went out driving looking for spaces just randomly, just to like see what was out there.
Yeah.
And we found one, called them. We were like, hey, can we look at it? We looked at it and it was like, yo, like this feels it. This feels like it's it, you know? Like that was it. So, and that was like, when was that? I think that's when stuff started opening to 50% capacity again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that was a little bit after like quarantine time or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what, so it threw a wrench in my life, but I came out of it with like a new hustle, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that kind of happened to everybody though, you know, like, which is cool. Like a lot more people now are doing something that maybe they wouldn't have done before and they're able to now, you know?
Yeah. So did you pick up any new like hobbies or interests during the pandemic?
I don't think so. I watch TV less now, if that counts for anything.
I mean, yeah, I was watching TV less, you know.
I'm trying to think, like, did I get into anything? No, not really. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Kind of just like went into like studio mode, you know,
Yeah.
working more.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess you could say that was something I got into, was like more of the like mixing and mastering
Mm-hmm.
end of like music. I got the studio space and I had already been like dabbling with it, but I was at working at home and I couldn't turn my music loud to where I could hear it. So I never really got to mix at home. But then I moved into the space and I'm able to crank it as loud as I want. So I got more into like mixing and mastering and like studying current music and what it sounds like and trying to match the music I make to that through like mixing and mastering stuff. So like, I guess that's something I picked up during the pandemic.
That's cool. I noticed on your Instagram that you're always cooking a lot. You like showing off your cooking skills, man. How did that start?
Yeah, I mean, it started when music started. I needed gas money to get to the studio, you know. So I mentioned it earlier. My homies owned a restaurant, and they gave me a job. I started busting tables, and from there they opened a second restaurant, and they were like, "Hey, we need kitchen staff. What's up? Do you want to get into the kitchen?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, might as well." So started to learn how to cook. And I mean, it's like every kitchen. I don't know if you know anybody who works in the kitchen, but
Yeah.
they started at dishwashing, and you learn a little bit here, learn a little bit there. You move your way up, and so that's how it happened for me. I learned in a sushi restaurant, and then I would just do cooking on the side from music to help me like pay for bills and shit, pretty much. So it started as that, like just a necessity, and now like I just enjoy it. Like I really like cooking to where like I'm gonna cook something that's gonna fuck your world up, but like in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm at in my cooking career now. Like to where I can make anything and it's just gonna hit you in the mouth and be like, damn, bro.
It looks delicious, bro. I'm like, damn, that shit looks good, bro.
Yeah, man. I've worked in kitchens all over Corpus. I worked in Austin in the kitchen for a little bit. In Houston, when I lived in Houston, have you heard of Toot Sweet?
I think I have.
It's over by Minute Maid Park. It's called Toot Sweet. It's like a little cafe, bakery. But I worked there for a little bit. That's really where I learned a lot too, like working in that kitchen, because that was so intense working in that kitchen because it got so busy. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy cooking now. I just did a cooking competition the other day.
Really?
The first time ever. Yeah. It was like chopped kind of. It was at a local bar over here, but I won the cooking competition. Like I was the victor that night.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you, bravo. But yeah, I mean, I love cooking. Cooking and music go hand in hand for me. Like they just both make sense the same way in my head. It's weird. Like that's just how my brain is wired.
For sure. You got the recipe, you got the ingredients. Same thing with the music. You got the beat, you got the rhythm, you have the instruments. It's all cooking. So
Yeah,
just with computers and instruments.
for sure.
So you mentioned that you're a dad. How does that change and how does that affect your world now? You know, being an artist in music, you know, and your daughter and stuff like that. How does it? Has you appreciated more, you know, spending time with your daughter and being like a dad, you know, and stuff like that?
Yeah, so when she was first born, I took some time off to just like be at home, and I didn't really like work on music or anything. Didn't like try to DJ. Like I wasn't going out. Like just at home, and then slowly I got back into the swing of things, and that's when it started to like turn into like a time management thing. Because really, that's all it is like time management. Is like, okay, I'm gonna have this window of time from this time to this time to go work in the studio. I may only sleep 3 hours, but that's what I got to do. You know, I gotta get my work done, but then still be up in the morning to get my daughter ready for school and like make her lunch and shit like that. So it's like it's just a time management thing, and I'm sure as like I don't know as she gets older and she's able to do for herself more, like it'll get easier on me and stuff. But it's dope. Like I really enjoy it. Like I love spending time with her. I love like seeing how she's discovering the world now and stuff. It's really really dope.
That's great, dude. Yeah, mad respect, dude. You know, you doing it as you're, you know, being a dad and stuff like that. It's not easy during this time, you know, especially during the pandemic. And, you know, I don't have kids, but, you know, I would like to have kids with, you know, me and my girlfriend, you know, and stuff like that. And it's just so amazing because what I do, I work for HISD and I deliver food to the schools and stuff like that. And sometimes when I'm like, you know, going to the schools, I watch these kids and like see them play and, you know, having fun. And I'm like, damn, man, it's crazy how we were just there not that long ago, and us being older, we're watching them like explore the world and see things how we saw them, you know, and it's crazy. And I'm like, damn, man, it's going to be weird, you know, like having a child and be like, this is the world, you know, and to see their life through their eyes and, you know, experience it. Like I said, I can't wait for that, but like I can imagine you love it and you enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, it's dope. It's really dope. Life changing for sure.
Exactly. So I'll ask you a couple more questions and then we'll get to our other stuff. So I know like the whole Selena series and stuff like that on Netflix. What's your opinion on that? How do you feel about that?
I loved it. I watched. I don't think I watched it the first day, or no, when it first came out. The first day I watched the first episode. I cried. Like I forgot what part. Oh, there's a part where spoiler alert, but there's a part where they're starting the band and they're starting to practice and they're practicing and practicing and practicing, and every scene is just my grandma. She's like picking up clothes or like washing dishes, and it's her, and you see her listening to them, and they're getting better and getting better and getting better, and finally they're like to where they're playing a song like without any flaws or anything. And just to see her joy, even though it wasn't my grandma, like I could imagine my grandma's joy in that moment. And I was overwhelmed with emotion. I was just like, yo, like that is so beautiful that Netflix was able to write that into that way. And I don't know if everybody couldn't really catch on to that, like understanding that they were practicing to get better and get better and get better. And like, once they were good, like, you just like you could see her getting proud, and it was like, oh man, it really hit me in the heart. But yeah, so the first episode got me like that. I cried immediately. There's little like comedic things that they put in that are like super Netflixy, but also like very funny, very like I love that it's a family show. Like you can sit with your family and watch this family show and like connect and like. I think it was really dope. And I watched the trailer for part 2 and I cried. Like they just put it out last week or something like that. I cried again because it was, I don't know what it was in that one that made me cry, but I was like, fuck, bro, they do it. They're like, they're fucking with emotions, you know, like they're really like writing it very well. And I'm super proud of it. Like I love the whole first season, and I can't wait to watch the second season.
Yeah, I mean, I can assume that like the reason why it hit you so hard is because you lived through that. You saw that with your own eyes, you know, seeing the whole the popularity and everything, and then seeing the last concert and stuff like that. And like I said, that's probably why it hit you so bad, because like you saw it with your own eyes, and now to see it on TV, people acting it, it's like it's surreal. You know, it's crazy. Like I can imagine you just like, shit, this is my family on Netflix. You know, having their whole story played out.
Even me, like they put me in.
I saw that
the episode too, yeah. And I did not expect that at all. I was like, "Yo, what? Like they really put baby me in this, like in the series." It's tight.
Yeah, you know, and I did a whole review on the show because, you know, when I talked about it in the little episode, I was like, you have the movie and you have the TV series. I love the movie. The movie, you know, I remember watching it as a kid, but the TV series, like you said, they add these things that make it a little bit more authentic, and it brings out the story better. Like it's a family series, like you said, and there's things that you didn't know about the family, like, you know, with the restaurants and, you know, growing up and having to deal with these hardships and these hard times with your family, and then practicing and having to go through things and stuff like that. It's great to see that, you know, like the movie, it's good. But with the TV show, I think it's a whole lot better. And, you know, there's those people who are like, I don't got to watch the show. I can watch the movie. It's the same. I was like, no, the show is so good. It's so good, dude.
Yeah, it really is. They definitely hit on some different points than the movie did. Like the movie, I feel like the movie is like, what are those called? Like, you know, when you used to have to read books in high school and they would give you like a little condensed version of it.
Yeah.
It's like a yellow book. Like I don't know. I don't remember what they're called. Like
Spark Notes and stuff like that.
Spark Notes. Yeah, Spark Notes. I feel like the movie is like the Spark Notes version of the story, and then the series is kind of like the novel version of the story. Like it's a full like written out like story.
Yeah. So were you like on set during the movie time? You know, like when they did with everything and all? How was that, dude?
It was crazy. I was probably like 4 or 5, 6, somewhere in that age range. But I mean, I didn't understand what any of it was, you know, like I knew we were on the movie set, but like seeing all the lights and shit like that, like at the time I didn't really like think anything of it, but like now it's like, dude, like I was there. Like they filmed the Astrodome scene in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. The Astrodome wasn't closed anymore. Yeah. And also I think it was probably cheaper to do it in San Antonio, so they did it there. But I was there. I remember walking in through the back, like where all the trucks load in, and like going into the big stadium. Like there's just all tons of people, and like I got to go up on the stage. Like I have pictures on the stage and stuff. Like it was cool. I have pictures with Jennifer Lopez and like Jacob Vargas, all of them. They all came after the movie finished shooting. My dad threw like dinner parties at our house and stuff, so everybody was around. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about it now, because like at the time I didn't realize like how big like it was actually. You know, like yeah. I was like, oh, they're shooting a movie about my aunt. Cool. Like I was a little ass kid, but like if I would have been on set at the age I am now, I would be like complete different situation. You know, like definitely appreciate it more and try to maybe learn more from being around it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So how was your relationship with your aunt, you know, because I know you were younger, but like how was she around, you know, how was it like to be around her? Because, you know, we know that she's always smiling, she was always bubbly. Like how was your personal you know, a view of being with your aunt, stuff like that?
I mean, I don't really remember too much. I was like 3 when she passed, I think 3 or 4. But I do remember that, I mean, from what I see in pictures also, that she just adored us, you know, me and my sister, we were her only niece and nephew, and she adored us, you know, she did a lot for us, I'm sure. And we were just always around, like wherever they were at on the road, we were there too. Like my mom, me, my sister, my dad, like we would just go everywhere. I do remember like being able to walk over to her house, because it was our house. Me and my sister and my mom and dad lived in a house, and then my grandma and grandpa lived in the house next door. and then on the other side, Selena and Chris lived in that house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like in the show, like we were all on one block.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember just being able to walk across like all the yards and like just go whenever. So like, my dad couldn't find me, or like my mom couldn't find me. They would call her and be like, "Hey, are they over there? You got them? They're with you, right?" And it's like, "Yeah, they're here. Like we're chilling, we're good." Like, so that's really all I remember, because that it's very, like, I don't really remember too much. There's like video and like pictures and stuff, but not much in my brain. Too many brain cells lost. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. I've been there. But I mean, that's really cool, dude. You know, just being a part of that family, and just, you know, having Selena as your tia. That's like, what? You know, that's so crazy. And just to see the impact that she has made in our lifetime, you know, music wise, her fashion, you know, senses, and just her being a great person. It's great. You know, I did an episode with Amanda Solis. I don't know if you know her, but she's a Selena impersonator. Yeah. You know, and you know how she started doing like quinceañeras and stuff like that, and then she became her own music career as well. And I know there's a line in the TV series where your grandfather was telling somebody, you know, Selena's success is your success, you know, and it's kind of true, because it's like, because of her and her music and stuff like that, we take influence, and you know, we put our own spin on it, and it's like, because she succeeded, we can succeed as well, you know. And it's so crazy just to see how she's blown up, and how like this huge icon she is, you know. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. It really is.
So, but okay, so before that, I want to ask about your uncle Chris. Like, how's your relationship with him? Is it really cool that y'all still talk and stuff like that? You still hang out with him?
Yeah. I used to have his number. I don't know if I still have. I just got a new phone recently, and I don't know if I transferred the number or not. But yeah, we played before the pandemic. We played a show together in New York, actually.
Really?
He sat in on a couple of songs with. They had a house band, and Caliucci sang, Cuco, what's his name? I'm going blank. Helado Negro, he sang.
Okay.
There was another one. There was a little girl. I forgot her name. And then Jasper Bones. I don't know if you've heard of him, but
yeah.
So they had a house band playing Selena songs, and all these different artists were singing the songs. And I think Chris came out and played with, it was either Cuco or Cali Uchis, one of them. But he came and played one song, and that was it. Like, that was the last time. No, actually, I ran to him on the street out here in Corpus the other day. He was filming a music video out here.
Really?
And he was walking by, and like we hugged. Like, he gives me a hug every time. Like, he's family, you know. Like, he'll always be family. But yeah, he's anytime I'm at like in the vicinity of where he's playing, or like if I know he's in San Antonio and I'm gonna be there or something, like I hit him up. And now it's kind of cool because he's like hanging out with some of my friends. So it's like, oh, dope. Like we're all in the same friend group now, you know? Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I actually saw him, I think maybe like 2 years ago, pre-pandemic. I won tickets to see his band at Warehouse Live. And I was like, oh shit, I get to see Chris, you know? And I was like, this is pretty cool to see, you know, the legend, Chris. And his band was great, dude. He's really good at guitar. And I'm like, this is pretty fucking dope, dude. You know, they played a couple Selena songs and stuff like that. And I was like, you can see like the authenticity in his eyes, you know, like he just enjoys playing music, and he just loves talking about Selena and stuff like that. It's great. I would love to have him on the show, dude. Just like pick his brain about music and just his whole story and just everything, because it's a great love story, you know, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Okay, so let's get into our second part of the show, which we are talking about unpopular opinions. I wish I had a sound for that shit, but I don't, so I need to come up with one. All right, so since you are our guest, do you have any unpopular opinions?
I do. My first one is when people say I miss the old Kanye. I can't agree with that. Like, is that how it works? Like, I'm saying an unpopular opinion? Or?
Yeah. Like where people are like, You know, like, yeah, you know, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, when
Yeah,
people are
like
like, oh
people,
man, I
people
miss the
miss
old Kanye. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's the most unpopular opinion to me because like I don't know. An old Kanye is old Kanye. That's like saying like you miss your old self. Like you're not supposed to. You know, like it's important to grow and progress. And like if you don't understand his growth through the creativity and the change in the music that he's making and stuff like that, then that's cool. Like, but don't say that you want old Kanye. You know, because people grow. You know, I don't know. That's how I feel about that.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one. You know, like I said, like you said, he's grown. He's been through some shit. He's a different person, you know, and with him dealing with the stuff now, you know, mental illness and stuff like that, he's, you know, definitely growing into an older person. He's becoming, you know, a dad and stuff like that. So I agree with you saying like missing the old Kanye is kind of like, bro, no, Kanye is Kanye then, but this is a different Kanye now. And, you know, learn to appreciate the past, but it's like, you know, the future is always different, you know. All right, so go ahead with the second one if you got a second one.
Yeah, I got a second one. A lot of these rappers nowadays are not really good rappers. Like they just have good beats.
You want to say a few names?
No, I mean, but this is one that I agree with. Like,
yeah,
that's like, but I feel like not many people will say it. You know, like they're not going to say that Travis Scott's a terrible rapper, but he kind of is. You know, like or like the Migos, like what are or like I don't know, like 21 Savage or like there's very few of them who are actually saying like some meaningful shit, you know?
Yeah.
There's way more rappers now just rapping on good beats, not saying anything, than there are musicians and vocalists creating good hip hop, you know?
No, yeah, I totally understand. I totally agree with that as well. You know, I love hip hop. I listen to hip hop, but there's some rappers I'm like, this shit's garbage, but the beat's fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. There's a lot of good production out now.
You know, and like I said, I appreciate like the old school shit from like the 90s, you know, like Wu-Tang and then A Tribe Called Quest. They had fire beats, but their lyricism and what they spoke was facts and truth, and it was so good, you know. And I love listening to old school hip hop and stuff like that, you know. But I think the new generation needs to learn from the past to make the future better, you know.
For sure.
Do I have an unpopular opinion? I haven't thought about this for a while. I usually throw this one out. I always do, but Pico de Gallo's trash. That's one of my unpopular opinions, bro. I know that's bad, but
damn.
Let me play this.
Hey yo, what the
fuck? No, I mean you're kind of right though, because like,
bro, that's 5 for 5.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's an unpopular opinion because people are like, I love Pico de Gallo and they eat with their chips when they go to the restaurant. But me and was like, just give me the basic ass salsa, bro, because I prefer the salsa before the pico.
Oh, for sure. I'd much rather dip into the salsa than a pico. Like, it's just a better bite.
And I think it's stupid because I don't like onions really, to be honest. So.
Oh yeah, onions are big in pico de Gallo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn, I never thought about that one.
I said that before, and people are like, "Bro, you're not invited to the party no more." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm just saying. That's my opinion, bro. Chill. You know." Yeah. Do I have another one? Fuck, I had one. Go ahead if you have another one. I can think of one.
I do. Yeah, this is my last one. Shipley Donuts is better than Krispy Kreme donuts.
Bro, facts.
Yeah,
Facts. I hate Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I was about to say, second part of this is Krispy Kreme is good. Like, that's a very unpopular opinion because Krispy Kreme is not good. Like, the donuts are not good at all. Unless it's hot. The hot one is the only good one. Shipley donut, you can eat it fresh, like hot, or like 5 hours later in the day when you're just like need something to snack on. It's still fucking good. It's still smack.
Bro,
Krispy Kreme, you can't do that.
I've said that for sure. So, you know, people really don't know about Shipley's because I feel like it's a Texas thing, but them hot and ready when you get them and you're like, fuck, it's gonna fuck me up. And you eat them, and they're so soft, and the glaze and everything. And like you said, you can have them when they're fresh and hot, and then 5 hours later when they're cold or something like that, they still taste good. Throw them in the microwave, they taste even better. With Krispy Kreme, nah, bro. I've never had a fresh one, so I wouldn't know. But like, I just don't like the crunchy, crispy. I guess with the donut, I prefer Dunkin'. I prefer Dunkin', and I'm like, I showed a friend of mine. I love Dunkin', bro. They're good. I think they're good. I know they're like frozen donuts or whatever, but I showed a friend of mine because he was all about Krispy Kreme, and I'm like, bro, Dunkin' is way better. He's like, nah, bro. So I bought a 12 dozen, a variety of Dunkin'. And he looks at me and he was like, fuck you. He's like, this shit is good. I was like,
damn.
But
maybe I need to give Dunkin' another try. The last time I had it, it wasn't
it's pretty good. Their breakfast is pretty decent. They got some good stuff. I mean, I like going there for coffee other than Starbucks. I used to work at Starbucks, so I know like the whole tricks and trade. But I really prefer Dunkin'. I just think it's better, so.
Yeah. I fuck with Dunkin' coffee for sure, but donuts, I don't know. I may have to give it another shot.
It depends. It really depends. I don't like the whole sprinkles and jelly filled and all. I mean, it's good, but it's like that's not my forte. I like just regular glaze. Give me the ones with the chocolate and the nuts and stuff like that. So let me do another one. I guess I can say, and it's a popular, but it's unpopular to some people. I guess we can say the Dallas Cowboys are trash and they're never going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
And I have family members who are diehard Cowboys fans, and they will literally punch me in the fucking face for saying that.
It's crazy that like everybody knows somebody that's a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan.
It's always like a family member or a coworker or some shit like that.
Somebody, yeah. Everybody knows somebody who's a diehard Cowboys fan.
Dude, I remember growing up. Yeah.
Birth and everything.
I remember growing up, my Theo Mondo, he loves the Cowboys, dude. And this was like during the heyday when they were winning Super Bowls and shit like that. I remember going over and hanging out with my cousin because they used to live in Sugar Land. So I would go and hang out with her and stuff like that. And we would go to like his workout room and he would just have like all the Cowboy memorabilia and stuff like that. And being young, I was like, who the fuck are the Cowboys? And I'm like, okay. But then I started like, I don't really like this. I don't like this vibe I'm getting from this poster. So I think that's where it started, where I'm like, I don't like the Cowboys. And like, he's a diehard Cowboys fan. And I'll see him at like Buffalo Wild Wings. He'll watch the game and I'll go hug him and say, hey, hang out. And we talk. But he knows I don't like the Cowboys, and he always laughs. But yeah, somebody always knows the diehard. My cousin Josh, dude is a diehard Cowboys fan too, and I bought him some stuff for Christmas because during December's his birthday. So we went over there, and I bought him some shit. And I'm like, bro, I had to wash my hands after because I picked up some Cowboy stuff, and he was like, man, fuck you, but thank you for the gifts. But, he talks trash constantly. And now that I'm an Eagles fan, because the Eagles and the Cowboys have that rivalry, he like, he hates it even more. He's like, man, why do you always pick the teams that fuck with my teams? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. But I always tell him that. It's like, y'all never going to win. Y'all never going to get anywhere. It's been like almost 30 years, bro. Almost 30 years. But, that's just how it is. Oh, damn. Okay, I got one more. Patron ain't all that. Patron ain't all that. I don't think so.
That's very true.
I'm not
Patron
paying.
It's the worst tequila out there.
I'm not paying $10 for a shot, bro.
Paul Mitchell, right?
Huh?
It's made by Paul Mitchell.
Yeah.
The hair guy. Like, how can you trust the hair guy to make tequila?
I don't know, bro. They trust Kylie Jenner to make fucking tequila too.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how I feel about that one either. Like, I'm gonna try it. Don't get me wrong. I love tequila and I love trying all the different kinds, but I just don't know how I feel about these celebrities doing tequilas now. 'Cause even like, I mean, I feel kind of shameful saying it, but I fucking love Casamigos. But it's George Clooney and fucking what's his name? Not Brad Pitt. Who is it? It's two celebrities. It's like George Clooney and somebody else that own Casamigos. Mm-hmm. But it's good. It's super good. So I'm kind of scared to like taste the Kendall one and like actually like it because it's gonna be like, fuck, I'm drinking fucking Kendall Jenner's tequila, like, and I like it. Yeah, like, so if it's good, I'm gonna be a little bit salty.
I like Hornitos. It's smoother. The taste is great too. But yeah, dude, I'm not paying $10 a shot. I'm not paying $10 for a shot of Patron, and the bottle's like $30. If I buy 3 shots, I can just buy the whole damn bottle myself. Shit, you know?
Yeah.
But
Patron's trash.
I don't know why people hype it up. I don't know why people hype it up so much, especially the Latinos. And I'm like, bro, this shit is not all that good, bro. I'd rather drink Jaeger straight than drink Patron. And I love Jaeger. That's a whole different breed, bro.
It is.
Somebody asked me, they're like, what do you like to drink? What's your first drink that you start off with? I said, give me a Jaeger and Dr. Pepper. They're like, bro, I'm scared of you.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you try Jaeger...
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't... I used to drink like Jaeger Bomb, but like a drink version.
Yeah.
It was just like Jaeger and Red Bull. I played in a band, and we played at a bar every Tuesday, and that's what I would drink when I was playing the drums, like just Jaeger and Red Bull. It was, I don't know what was going on with me, but I mean I used to like it, but too many Jaeger hangovers now, like I won't touch it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what it is, but for me, it's just, I don't know, it's a unique taste. And, you know, you do like Jaeger and Coke or Jaeger and whatever else. So I started fucking around with Jaeger and Dr. Pepper, and I was like, okay, I like this.
Damn, I might have to try that one.
It's pretty good. It's a little more, you know, Dr. Pepper's pretty good. And then with the Jaeger, it gives it a different kind of taste. And, you know, I've gone to parties where they're like, well, do Jaeger bombs, and we've done them, and I've done like 3 straight. And usually, I don't know what it is, but I'm the one that's always stayed up. Everybody else is fucked up. Everybody's like sleepy. And I'm like, bro, it's 5 o'clock. Why am I still up from these Jaeger bombs, bro?
All that sugar, bro. It's all that sugar.
Probably is, you know. And I'm always like focused when we're playing the beer pong. And it's like, how are you doing it? I was like, the Jaeger bombs.
All that sugar, bro. So it's the sugar high. You're like the squirrel in that movie. Over the Hedge, not Over the Hedge. Maybe it was Over the Hedge. He has an energy drink, and time goes slower.
Yeah. It was that movie. Yeah.
Maneuver. You remember that?
Yeah, dude.
That's what it is. When you're drinking Jaeger, that's you.
Bro, it's funny. It's funny. Like, people think, like, something's wrong with you if you're drinking Jaeger. And I'm like, no, I just enjoy it. There was something about the taste when I first tasted it, and I was like, okay, it tastes like medicine, but I can fuck with this. You know, all those years, you know, when you drink that nasty ass medicine growing up as a kid, you're like, oh, I don't like it. And then when you get an adult, you're like, oh, this reminds me of that. That ain't nothing.
You're like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
You're drinking all that fucking medicine. All right, well, let's get into the last segment of this part. So it's pretty much called, and I have the sound for this one. What are you listening to? So pretty much it's called What Are You Listening To? It's a part of the show where we talk about stuff we've been listening to, old, new, rediscovered, stuff you don't like or whatever, you know, pretty much what it says itself. What have you been listening to? So since you are a guest, what have you been listening to lately?
Lately, I've been on like an R&B wave. Like, there's a radio station on Spotify called like Latinx R&B or something like that. I'll throw that on. I've discovered a couple of artists from there. I've also been listening to like kind of like oldies sounding music. Like there's I forgot the name of the label, but they have a band called Los Yesterdays, and Los Yesterdays they're incredible. Look them up when we're done if you haven't heard of them, because they're really dope. They're listening to that like oldie style. There's a band called Los Retros. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No, I
They're
haven't.
kind of younger.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of younger. Like I feel like they're like Kuko's age, like that kind of age group. But they're super dope. Omar Apollo.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of him? Been listening to him. Toby Nwigwe. Is that how you say his name?
I think he's the one from Houston, right?
Yeah, he's from Houston. He's fire. Bo Bundy, of course.
Yeah.
Houston. Son Rompe Perra. They are from Mexico, and they play more like traditional cumbias, like with the marimba, and it sounds really acoustic and raw. Maya is her name, Maye.
Okay.
She's a singer. She's real like soulful and like jazzy, but it's in Spanish. She does like Spanish and English kind of.
Yeah.
She's dope. She's got a song called "Tu." It's one of the most beautiful songs I've heard like in the recent years. And the last person I have on this list is Thundercat.
Thundercat's
Fuck
beast,
with
bro.
Thundercat.
I
Yeah.
fuck with Thundercat.
I knew who he was and I'd listened to him before, but I kind of like got into other stuff. And then recently, when I moved into the studio space, because I wanted to like mess with different genres, I got back into Thundercat again when Dragon Ball Durag came out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just like revisited all his old music and stuff. But yeah, I kind of like, it depends on my mood of what I listen to, but those are kind of like some of the artists I've been listening to lately.
Nice. Well, like I was saying before, you could always add them to the Spotify playlist, which I think I added it to my link tree. So if you want, go ahead and check it out, follow it. And for everybody else that's listening, you can go ahead to my link tree, which is www.linktr.ee/ITNS. Should have the link to the Spotify playlist. Go ahead and follow it. Check out the music that we put in. For me, what have I been listening to? I've been listening to like a lot of, I guess, dance music and some other stuff as well. I don't know if you know who S.G. Lewis is. No, he's from the UK, and he's got a lot of fire beats, bro. He just dropped an album, I think, last month in March. It's really good. It's really disco-y. It's very poppy and stuff like that. K Tronada as well. I've been checking him out. I love his music as well. Damn, who else am I been fucking with? I've been listening to I like pop punk music, so I'm that's the kind of the era that I grew up in. Blink 182, and stuff like that. Hawthorne Heights, and I was emo kid growing up, so
all that, everything. So when I moved into the studio, I got a guitar. And every time I pick up the guitar to play something, it just sounds like Blink 182 because that's all I used to listen to. It was like Blink 182.
Exactly, dude.
All the bands you just named, yeah, all of those, all that era. Chiodo, and like Enter Shikari, all of them. Taking Back Sunday. Who else? You said My Chemical Romance already?
Yeah, I haven't said it, but yeah, them too. Dude, we
Paramore,
have this. Paramore.
Love Paramore.
So good, dude. We have this thing here in Houston. It's called Emo Night. I don't know if you've been.
Yeah, I think I went one time at Barbarella's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went one time.
Yeah, bro. It goes down in there, bro. I'm in the pit. I'm all just getting it, getting my face smashed in and stuff like that. I've gotten some bruises and stuff like that. I've got hit in the eye. I remember this one time. It's a crazy story. I'm in the pit. We're having fun. And this small ass little girl, she's rowdy as fuck. And then she sees me and she just goes, whap, right here in the middle of the chest. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck was that for? She's like, I'm fucking pumped, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bro, I'm good. But like, yeah, bro, shit. Chill. There's some people that get pretty rowdy. And I have to like back out because, they're either fucked up or they get rowdy when they listen to that music. So it's fun, but I'm like, I have to be cautious and stuff like that, especially with my girl. And I'm like, hey, just sit back there and I'll but it's fun. I've gotten some bruises and stuff like that, but I usually have a good time because, we're all there for listening to, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Blink 182 and stuff like that. So it's always a good time, Shit, what else was I had some other stuff that I was listening to. Who else have I listened to? Calvin Harris, some of his old stuff, Justice, their first album, I think. Other Kings of Leon, a lot of Tejano music like Emilio and Ram and stuff like that. Who else? And some other cumbia stuff too. And I was listening to your dad's first album a while back, and you know the hits and stuff like that, but I was like, I want to dive deep into like just listening to the whole fucking album. And I was like, wow, really good production, really good songs that people wouldn't listen to, but like if you listen to the whole album, I'm like, those are pretty good songs. This is my favorite, not like the whole radio hits, like Rush and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really diving deep into listening to full albums because it's like I want to discover other songs and, you know, that might be my favorite. But yeah, your dad's first album, really good, really good. I enjoyed it. I was like, yo, he needs to release that on vinyl.
That'd be fire.
Put some of that stuff on vinyl, AB. Come on.
Dude, I went to Oakland like 2 years ago, I think. And there's a homie out there who has like an insane record collection. I think he sells it too. But he had some filmmaking songs on 45.
Really?
Like from radio stations. Yeah. Tripped me out. I had never seen, like, you know, when you get the radio copy, it says like not for sale, like it has just the name, like no artwork or anything, it just says the name and the song title. He had a couple of Cumbia Kings on, and I was like, damn, bro. I feel like he gave me one, but I don't remember where I put it. Now that I think about it, damn, I don't remember where I put it. I might have lost it. Anytime I go to California, it's a blur because, it's legal over there and it's stronger. So I just
for sure
am high the whole time, so I don't really remember anything.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, but so who knows where, if I did, I don't, maybe I left it at his studio or something, I don't know. But I feel like he did give me like either a CD, like a radio CD with like a single or like something like that, but I don't remember what happened to it. I had to hit him up. That
sounds pretty cool. I've been wanting to go to California. I've never been. I've gone to like Florida and Louisiana and stuff like that, in Mexico, but it's always been like my goal to go to LA. When I graduated, I was like, I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be, and then I was like, no, I'm cool here. I never really had the time. I never had the money to go, but
LA's expensive, bro.
My brother just came back from California. He went to LA for a little bit and then he went to San Diego and he loved it out there. But I'm like, I know podcasters out there and I think I have some family out there. I'm not sure, but LA is a whole nother vibe than here. And, just, I like the whole atmosphere and the whole, LA scene and stuff like that. So I really want to go. And I'm trying to go during the summer, to meet up with some podcaster friends and stuff like that and go check out the vibe. And, hopefully I don't get fucking smashed because I'm wearing my Astros gear. So, cause it's rowdy out there.
Cool, bro. Yeah, it's dope over there though. Definitely take a budget for the dispensaries though, because the first time you go into one, you just want to get everything, and you most likely will.
Yeah. Who was it? My girl's cousin. He took his ex now, but his girl at the time. They went to a dispensary and they bought these little cookies and stuff like that, and they had went to dinner and she ate like 2 of them. And the bag said only eat 1, at a time. So she was like, fucked up. She was like stuck. She was like, I can't move. I'm stuck. And then he told me she started drooling. And I was like, oh, so it's that hard out there.
Oh, yeah. It's on another level for sure.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So, before we end, tell everybody where they can find you and your music and stuff like that,
You can find me on Instagram. Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me or see anything. Like that's pretty much the only thing I post on. It's at Principe_Q. And then from there, I have my other Instagrams listed in my bio. And I also have a link tree in my bio with my SoundCloud, my Spotify, my Bandcamp, some other podcasts that I've done before, a video interview, like all types of stuff in my bio. But basically follow me on Instagram because that's where I'm the most personal and you'll get to know the real me pretty much.
For real. So it's been an honor, dude, having you on this show. It's great. Like I said, we get to know who you really are, behind the name and behind the music and stuff like that. So I really like interviewing people and getting to know who they really are. Like I said, I did Amanda Solis and, everybody knows her as the Selena impersonator, but nobody knows, the true her and what she's gone through in life and how she succeeded and stuff like that. So it's great, you know, meeting people like that and getting to know you is amazing too. Like, it's like, okay, cool. Hey, I'm cool with the Quintanilla, you know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I really appreciate you being on the show again. You know,
thanks for having me.
I didn't think you would answer. I was like, yo, what the fuck? He answered. Oh shit. You know, this is amazing.
Yeah, I answer all my DMs most of the time, unless it's just like some weird, like random shit, then I won't answer. But yeah, most of the time I answer all my DMs.
Say, hey, bro, let me get a picture of your feet, bro. What the fuck?
Like, whoop, ignores.
Hey, yo, Instagram, this motherfucker asking people for feet pics, bro.
Let that slide by.
Damn, I got 3 more pictures. Well, fuck, where's my shit at? Damn. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you again. Like I said, I can't say thank you enough. You know, when when does your vinyl come out again? I forgot to ask that. So
right now, Flores Verdes is it's available for pre-order. There's a link in my bio that you can go to, or you could also follow Trucha Soul Records. They're out of Austin, Texas. Shout out to them. They're the ones who chose me to put a record out with them and their label. But yeah, you can go to the link in my bio to pre-order. We are expecting them sometime in May, maybe mid-May, end of May, to touch down here in Texas. And we might do a little run of release parties. Houston's definitely one of the stops that I want to do. So we'll hit you up when we're out there for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. Shit, I pre-order it. So, you know, when I saw the news that you had it, I was like, I gotta get this, and I was like, maybe I can get him signed. That'd be pretty cool. You know.
Word.
So, yeah, bro. Like I said, I thank you again. Let me know whenever you're here in Houston. You know, chill out, go get a drink, you know, hang out and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, man. I'll hit you up when I'm out there again for sure.
All right, bro. Well, like I said, this has been Inside the North Side. Thank you again for being on the show. As I always end this show, God bless, peace, stay tight, stay clean, you know, smoke them if you got them, whatever. Have a great weekend, guys. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.